right. So today we are sitting down with Shiloh. She is a current Fittbra client. She's lost 66.2 pounds so far and is 9 pounds away from her goal. So, hi, Shiloh. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, well, I appreciate you. So, if you could introduce yourself and kind of share where you were at mentally and physically when you first started Fittbra.
Okay. Again, my name is Shiloh, and I'm 45 years old. I've struggled with my weight most of my adult life. Um, and so when I began this program, I was the heaviest I've ever been. And of course, that weighs on you mentally. It was, you feel shameful. I could see myself getting bigger if I didn't do something. And so I would get up every day and it was always in the back of my mind. I would worry about my weight. So it really weighed a lot on my mind, so mentally. And then physically, of course, I was tired all the time. I noticed when I would lay down at night, um, I would lay on my back and it was like I couldn't breathe. I was restricted basically just from being overweight. So I knew I needed to do something different. And I wanted to approach it in a different way than I had before, which was to use food to work for me and to change my mindset regarding food because now it's about being healthy and just long term success for me.
Yeah. And uh, remind me, because I might be wrong. You were referred to the program, correct?
That's right. Yes. Actually, I was referred to the program by my younger sister who lives in the Austin area and has a friend who has been on the program and had success on the program. And so she was telling me about it, through her friend who I've never even met. So that's how I came to know. Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you decide it was finally time to invest in coaching instead of trying to do this alone?
Because I know for myself, I just know myself, and I know that whenever I have to be accountable to someone, I'm going to be more likely to actually follow through on it. So I knew that that was going to be a integral part of me being successful in a weight loss journey. So that was the difference.
I mean, accountability is such a huge factor, for a lot of us. It's hard to hold ourselves accountable because, we'll we get all the different thoughts going through our head. Oh, I did really really good this week. I'm going to go ahead and reward myself for and now when we plan those, they're strategic, not just because we want something. um so you've lost 66.2 pounds so far. How does that number feel when you hear it out loud?
It's feels strange. It feels strange, and one of the reasons why is because I feel like it's taken me a year to lose 66 pounds, which is a good thing because it's allowed my mind, my brain to catch up with my body. And
Mhm.
so it just seems so much more like just this natural transition that I've gone through. And so I don't struggle with when I look in the mirror, like, when people who lose weight, and I'm one of them, I've done that, when I was younger, lost weight very rapidly in a not healthy way. And I would look in the mirror and still expect to see myself at a certain size. And it really does. It messes with your mind. And so this time, because I've approached it in a much more healthy way by, being on this program, and able to lose it steadily but not drastically, it's really helped change my mindset about food, but also it's allowed my brain to catch up with my body, which I think is so important as well for long term success.
Yeah. No, I think that that's really important too. And you actually said something that resonates with a lot of people. There are so many times where we'll just, lose weight so rapidly, but when we do that, we don't allow our habits to reset. We don't learn how to build the habits for the long-term success. And so, yeah, if it takes a year or a little bit longer to achieve the goal, the good thing about that is not only are you consistently losing the weight, yes, you're doing it in a healthier way, but you're really able to approach those habits and rebuild and reframe those for that success.
Right.
Um, what are the biggest challenges, or I'm sorry, what are the biggest changes you've noticed in your body, energy, and confidence on this journey?
Well, I definitely just feel like I have more energy. So, in the work that I do, it's not a desk job. So I'm up and I'm up and doing all the time. And, sometimes that involves having to get to a certain point really quickly. And so I find that I can easily, instead of waiting on an elevator to get up to a floor, I can easily get on the stairs and run up the stairs and actually beat the elevator. So that's a nice little change that I've noticed. Um, yeah. So I forgot what else you asked. I'm sorry. Would you repeat the question again?
Sure. Yeah. What are the biggest changes you've noticed in your body, energy, and confidence during the journey?
Oh, okay. Yes, okay, the confidence part. So before I lost this weight, I there are hardly any pictures of me. I would never let anyone film me or take pictures of me. So now, that I've been it, I just feel like I look decent, in a picture now. So I will allow a picture. So that's another good change.
Outside of the scale, what's a win that means even more to you?
I mean, outside of the scale, it's just feeling better. It is. It's feeling better. Feeling like I can sleep better at night than I could before. I think I was probably dealing with some sleep apnea, and I can tell you that yeah, I'm not anymore. So that's a big deal. Yeah. And
Yeah.
just confidence.
Now that you're only 9 pounds away from your goal, do you feel pressure? Do you feel excitement? Or just kind of a mix of everything? Like, how do you feel that you're that close to your goal?
Okay, I do feel obviously very excited to finally be at my goal weight. I'm excited because it's almost, when you get to your goal, whatever that is, and then you change, your it becomes a different road for you. Now from here on, it's maintaining, and so you get to go into that phase, and it's kind of a new chapter, and that's always good and exciting. But I think anybody who's ever struggled with their weight that goes through this program will probably agree when I say it's also kind of scary because whenever you first strike out on your own, per se, yeah, there's a little bit of, hope that this time, I'll keep it off. But I will say this, for the first time in my life, I feel like I have all the tools and the approach to food, the approach to diet, the mindset. I've, with your help, I've been able to change. And so I feel more prepared to be able to actually maintain the weight from here on out than I ever have before. So, yeah.
That's amazing. And yeah, it's easy to lose weight. The hardest part is really keeping it off. And I think you'll be surprised going into, I know you haven't done the reverse dieting phase yet, but I think you'll really be surprised because the coaching is completely different.
Okay.
Um, and so, we'll take it kind of one week at a time, which is nice because, it's not just throwing a bunch of information at you and expecting you to do it on your own. So
Right.
we'll take it one week at a time, and I think you're going to be really surprised about the new set of information that you're going to learn,
Right.
to help, make sure that these results really stick.
Great.
Let's see. Before Fitbra, what did you think weight loss had to look like?
I thought weight loss had to look like, well, very extreme, like I guess an extreme calorie deficit, but it's more of like all the things that that I love, I would never get to eat again. And that it had a whole lot to do with being in the gym and really having to be super devoted to exercise. And just to be honest, at a time in my life where I was, I was not interested in being at the gym. I know that's terrible to say. So this has been something that's good to know that I could lose weight so much, and it all goes hand in hand. Don't get me wrong, fitness and your diet, all of that goes hand in hand. However, to know that I could, again, it's like using food to work for you. Just with food, I could be healthier and see a weight loss with the food. And then as the weight comes down, most people, myself included, you're more motivated to get up and, go for a walk or go do something to be active, so the diet was a huge. So for me, that's what it looked like. It looked like, yeah, all the things I didn't love, that I love, I wouldn't be able to have, and I would always have to be at the gym.
Were you surprised by how much flexibility you have with food while still seeing results?
Yes, actually, absolutely. I was and am still very pleasantly surprised that okay, so the thing that I love about it is it makes it easy for me because, when you give us, when you start the program, we're given our protocol. And so that just kind of takes a guessing game out of so much of it, but to see what's on the list that you can have is very nice. And also because it's using real food, it's not prepackaged food, it's not anything like that. It's just food that you're going to get at the grocery store. And so if you say to me, okay, so you can have two carbs, well, I mean, yes, I have a list, but hey, if I don't want to eat a sweet potato today, I can substitute that for something else.
Right.
If there's a some reason I need to eat out, for a family member's birthday or something, there is still flexibility there with what I can order off the menu, which also makes things really nice to be
Yeah.
able to take part in, events.
How has your relationship with food changed since starting the program?
It has changed drastically. So, before the program, it was all about, the richest, heaviest, food. That's what I love. So I thought I would greatly miss cheese, for example. I thought I would have the hardest time with cheese because I love cheese and I ate lots of cheese. But it's amazing to me once I, started this, how much I don't miss certain things and how much better I feel because it's not as much a part of my diet as it was before. And so now I can, approach food in a way that's much more healthier in general, but still have flexibility when I need it. So it's changed my whole mindset on food.
What role has coaching and accountability played in your consistency?
It's the most important part for me, honestly, outside of just, changing your diet, changing my diet. That is the most important part. I don't believe that for myself personally, without the coaching and the accountability, that I would have been able to get this weight off. Because again, if you have to be accountable to someone, it makes you're much more likely to be more dedicated to something. And you have to go into it the mindset of I'm going to be honest with myself and I'm going to be honest with my coach because that's what we're here for. And so if I mess up, I mess up, and I'm going to admit that to myself and I'm going to admit that to my coach, and we're going to work through it. So big part of it is being honest.
On weeks where motivation is really low, how did the support from Fibra help you keep going?
That's what again, for me, just knowing that I was going to be accountable to someone, on these 3 days, basically a week is what it is. uh that's enough to keep me motivated. That helps me a lot, just having to tell somebody.
Um, was there ever a moment where you felt stuck And how did the coaching help you move through it?
Okay, so one of my biggest struggles, as you well know, is sweet. So I'm a very much also a sweetaholic. So that's, I've gotten to points on the program where I feel like, okay, I'm really struggling hard with the sweet cravings, and I've given in, and I've, have had, something I shouldn't have, not on plan per se. And so, yes, with coaching and being able to tell you, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I did as a result, and how you have been able to give me some really good tips and advice that's really helped me. Like, for example, taking a protein bar and cutting it up into small pieces, and eating that, when I feel like I have a little sweet craving, things like that has really helped a lot. So, yeah, that's where, again, the coaching comes in.
That really helps during like Halloween time, right? When
Yeah.
we're like snacking on that candy, and instead of going for a candy, like you just get a little piece of that bar, and then it kind of satisfies like, chocolate cravings and little things like that. Um, so whether you put it on a counter or right by your candy bowl or
Right.
on your desk at work or right by the candy bowl at work,
Right.
it really helps to just kind of, again, get that chocolate craving satisfied and not be reaching for the Three Musketeers or the Snickers or the Milky
That's
Way.
right.
Let's see. Has this experience changed how you view weight loss long term?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, it has changed how I view weight loss, because it's so much more about, just a healthy lifestyle and a healthy diet. Not just like I need to get this weight off and I need to get it off. However, whatever's the fastest way to do it, whether it's healthy or not, who cares? Now it's much more about a much more healthier approach to weight loss.
Now, I know that you've actually made this statement earlier in the interview, but I'm going to re-ask or ask this question just so you can kind of restate it. Do you feel more confident that you can maintain your results this time, and why?
Yes, I do feel more confident because I've been given the tools on this program to be able to use, from here on, to be able to, number one, get to my goal weight, but also I will have the tools to be able to maintain my weight. So I'll be leaving the program with what I need to continue successfully.
What's one belief about your body or metabolism that's completely different now?
I mean, I've always thought, 45 years old, 45-year-old woman and all the hormones and whatnot, that has such an effect on your body that it's just next to impossible to be able to actually lose a decent amount of weight and keep it off. And so what I've learned is that's not true. It is doable and anyone can do it. Yeah.
Would you recommend Fitbra to someone who feels stuck or afraid to start again?
Yes, I would highly recommend it because you're going to get everything you need to be able to lose weight healthy, and you're going to have someone who's in your corner who's going to be that support system that you need. And it is well worth the investment. So for that reason, I would highly recommend the program.
Who do you think this type of coaching is best for?
This type of coaching is best for someone who maybe you've gone years, and it's always been in the back of your mind that you need to do something about your weight. And you just feel a little hopeless because maybe you tried other things and it's never worked for you. And so, there's that tendency to say, well, this is who I am and that's the way it's going to be. And you just resign yourself to it. This is for someone who is at that place in their life where they're like, I need, to do something, because again, it's going to be made easy enough for you that you will be able to follow along and do the program. And the accountability, I can't stress that enough, of how much it helps for people who are struggling with their relationship with food.
If you could speak to the version of yourself before you started, what would you say?
I would say, you know, you're worth investing in. And so just give this a chance because you can do this.
Um, so is there anything else that you want someone to know who might be watching this interview?
I just want somebody to know if you're struggling with your weight and it's really taking a toll on your life, that this is the program for you because you're going to have what you need to get your weight off. And in the process of that, you're going to be able to be more successful for the long term. So, for that reason, I would highly recommend it.
Awesome. Well, Shiloh, we are going to get to work for these last 9 pounds. And then I hopefully you can come back and maybe do another interview once we've done the reverse dieting phase, so you can kind of shed some light on that. But I appreciate you sitting down with me today and being so open and honest with your journey. And I will be talking to you on Friday.
All right. Thank you so much.